Welcome to the E6S Methods podcast with Jacob and Aaron, your weekly dose of tips and tricks to achieve excellent performance in your business and career. Join us as we explore deeper into the practical worlds of Lean, Six Sigma, project management, and design thinking. In this episode number 186, Jacob and I wrap up this part of our Hiring a Black Belt series by reviewing a third black belt job description. This one, I think we liked. If you're just tuning in for the first time, find all our back episodes on our podcast table of contents at E6S-methods.com. If you like this episode, be sure to click the like link in the show notes. It's easy. Just tap our logo, click, and you're done. Tap, click, done. Here we go. You can now listen to the podcast on a new Stitcher Radio widget right on our homepage at www.e6s-methods.com. We've also finally added some purchase options on our product page, including some tools and templates that may be of use to you as a manager or consultant. Included is a donation/sponsorship link with bronze, silver, gold, and platinum levels starting just at $10. Your purchase will help keep this program alive and free to listeners like you. Please check it out. And as always, thanks for listening.
You want to do the last one?
Sure, I can do the last one. That one's more my size. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
This one, process engineer / Lean Six Sigma black belt. So it already tells me, all right, really I'm an engineer, but I probably should have these black belt skills.
Yep, I would think so.
But maybe not. Let's read on. What you will do. Lead complex, strategic, and multi-generational project programs within our organization. Implement / lead Six Sigma projects to improve business performance in alignment with key cross-functional initiatives.
Okay.
Embrace the role as a change agent by driving the required cultural transformation and the adoption of successful Lean Six Sigma process improvement practices, and by diagnosing barriers to project success and facilitating resolution. That was a really long sentence.
Yeah. It was 3 sentences combined into one big monster sentence, but most of it I can agree. I think I'm fine with all of them, actually.
Partner with a highly skilled team of change agents working with all functional areas of the business as well as customers and suppliers.
So does that mean that I am basically going to have peers who do the same thing as me? If that was the case, they could probably spell it that simply.
I think they mean stakeholders, honestly. They're calling them change agents, but I think they just mean stakeholders within the business.
I'm thinking there are similar process engineers across the business.
Oh, it could be.
And we are all basically in this together to change the culture of the organization.
Okay.
I'm thinking of it that way.
Train champions, yellow belts, green belts, and black belts in Lean Six Sigma methodology.
This is where it gets tricky for me now. I don't know if a black belt, should have the skill. I don't know if all of them will. Let's look at the requirements now, but to be able to train a champion, yellow belt, green belt, and other peer black belts.
Yeah.
Not all of them will, but maybe
all of them will. What's interesting, though, is how often champions, because a black belt is often lower in the totem pole than the champions that need to be training, and sometimes the champion just won't accept it from somebody who's not of similar authority in the business. So that's interesting.
But that depends on the organization culture, so I don't want to...
It does, absolutely. Yes. It shouldn't be that way, but sometimes it is.
Yeah.
And depending on how much experience you have, maybe this is talking more of a senior black belt level, but black belt teaching other black belts often doesn't happen, but I guess it could.
I mean, you and I did that for a little bit, or at least I did it. I don't know. You think you were also probably in the same boat, maybe? At some point?
Probably. I guess before I got my cert, as part of working up to it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's look at the other ones.
Drive a continuous improvement culture through the successful completion of Lean LSS tools and report measurable results that are aligned with the organization's strategic priorities.
So this is where it's now blending the line between a process engineer and a black belt, but I still think it's okay.
So interesting that maybe it's just poor wording, but reporting measurable results that are aligned with the organization's strategic priorities. Well, the results themselves are not what should be aligned, but you need to make sure the project and the processes you're working on are aligned already. So
I was just going to say it's a project that needs to be aligned.
Yeah,
Hope that'll make sure the results get aligned. But
don't report those results; they're not aligned with our strategy.
Or if it's not measurable, don't bring it up at all.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's keep going. Let's see what else.
All right, qualified candidate will possess excellent leadership capabilities, customer centricity, problem-solving skills, and experience in the implementation of change initiatives, workflow simplification, process improvement, and project management.
Lots of buzzwords, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
What else?
Role requirements, education.
Oh, wait, that's it?
Oh,
That's all the responsibilities?
that's it.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Well, yeah, that's responsibilities, what you will do.
All right.
Role requirements, education, BS/BA in engineering, business or related degree.
Okay.
Pretty, okay. Minimum qualifications, 3+ years leading and implementing Lean Six Sigma projects.
Leading and implementing. Okay, so this is where...
Well, you can implement a project, so I don't know where they mean by that, but they mean implementing improvements, I suppose.
Or completing projects, I would say. Leading and completing, maybe. Okay.
Lean Six Sigma Black Belt certification, ASQ, or a company certification.
Well, let me go back to the previous one just so that...
Sure.
I mean, I don't think with somebody with just 3 years, maybe they can. You can judge me because we worked together for 3 years. I don't know if at 3 years I was ready to train other black belts and drive a culture across the organization and, do all those things with just 3 years. I mean, they're saying 3+.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that anybody with just 3+, even 4 years of leading, implementing these projects can get to that level.
Yeah, I think they're lowballing their
requirements
to get more applicants there probably.
Yeah.
Or some of this other stuff is just, it's not really as senior a role as some of this other stuff makes it look.
Yeah. Or
I mean, they could be part of a culture initiative, but they're only going to drive it on whatever level that they're working.
Got it. Yeah, I can see that.
So I did cringe when I saw the ASQ certification, and I had to stop, bashing ASQ because they were the first to certify me, but
I mean, they're the only ones who's trying to become that central body. They're trying, right? They want to be in that space. I just don't know if they are the right people in there or who else can be in there, but they're trying to be that force.
Well, sort of. Everybody wants to have that rubber stamp, but and they do put a body of knowledge together.
Exactly.
And they own their own body of knowledge, so...
And their body of knowledge compared to a lot of things is actually pretty good standard, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they've watered it down or done anything to it. Their body of knowledge is what I would consider, I wouldn't say the golden standard, but good enough.
Well, what I mean, academically, it's good enough.
Yes.
Academically, it's good.
Yes.
What I worry about when I see that in a job description is, please don't let that be your criteria for determining whether or not somebody is
good or
capable of executing a project.
Agreed.
So, but on the other side, company certification makes me think, yeah, they probably can.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, just looking at how different programs are run across different organizations, I would probably trust an ASQ certification, mainly because a person might know the body of knowledge more than I have no idea which company certified you and what their program is.
Well, I mean, internal certification. So some assumption would be, hey, you work for us. We put you through this program, just like,
But that's that's my point, right? Like, you're probably the curriculum you're covering in your organization today might be completely different from the curriculum you were covering in your previous organization.
Yeah, I guess on the curriculum level, yes. On the proof of execution,
got it. Okay,
is what I'm talking through.
Got it. No, that's a good
ability
point.
to execute. Now, there was one more thing.
You are listening to E6S Methods Podcast, brought to you by E6S Industries. Join us on our website at www.e6s-methods.com. Journey through success.
If you haven't checked it out already, be sure to go to our product page at e6s-methods.com. You'll find an assortment of unique templates and tools to help you, practitioner, be more effective in your work. From a SWOT analysis to our most popular cross-training matrix, or our proprietary consultant's companion to our action register with automated risk alerts, you'll find these tools useful. If you don't, just ask for a refund. No hassle, no expiration. What makes these templates so special? It's simple. They already exist. They're easy to use, and they work. You'll save hours or even days developing and formatting your own templates, all while helping to fund this free podcast. Check it out. So ASQ, back to ASQ. ASQ one of the ASQ requirement is that you have to complete two
Projects.
demonstrate two project completion successfully and with significant savings.
Yep.
And that's actually all part of the application to even take the exam. However, it is just based on the honor system.
Yep.
And that's the key. And you have somebody that somebody is deemed trustworthy to witness and attest to sign that affidavit that yes, they did do that project.
I mean, I can say the
That's
same.
the only control, right?
I can say the same for a company certification also.
Can you?
Why not?
Well, true. But, and that's true in my case. I do certify people, and I am attesting, but I'm not attesting to a third party. I'm attesting within my own party.
Sure, but again, you're attesting to say, hey, you saw me do this, and I think you're good enough to do it, so here you go.
Right, so you're writing on my own credential at that point, I guess.
Yeah. And who knows what your standard is versus what my standard is?
That is a whole different discussion.
Okay.
I'm just because we have that issue where I am as well,
Yeah.
and we're certifying
right?
all kinds of numbers, and everybody's got a different standard. It's true. It's sad, but true. So where were we? Experience working in corporate functions, HR, IT, finance, and or supply chain.
That's good. Just looking for a wide variety.
I do really like, and I'm actually interested that supply chain is and or versus. Oh, maybe they're all and or. They must all be and or.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I just find it curious that HR was first. I kind of like that because HR is sometimes doesn't even make the list. Okay. Proficient in statistical software packages, Oracle preferred.
I didn't even know Oracle has statistical packages.
I have no idea what software Oracle. Actually, no, I looked it up. Oracle has an add-on for R. That's right. I had to look. Enterprise software leveraging R open source. So that's interesting. So it's really based off of R, but they have some sort of add-on there.
Got it.
So ability to instruct and train in multiple subjects, DMAIC, value stream maps, statistical analysis, Minitab, takt times, SciPoc, QFD, SPC, WIP, and line balancing, DOE, etc.
That's a lot. And it's like a mishmash of a lot of things.
That's the typical Lean Six Sigma
But they never said lean anywhere.
body of knowledge. It's true.
Right? Did they say lean? I mean, they said
They did
LSS
up here.
tools. Yeah, they
Lean
did.
Six
I guess
Sigma
the
projects.
title is. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Safe. They never. Okay. Fine. I don't know if all Six Sigma projects covers DFSS. I guess a black belt level should.
How hard it is to train on takt times. I mean, some of these things are so simple that it's like, well, why would you call that out specifically?
Separately. Yeah.
It's like, you want to train on how to calculate takt time? It's like, that's like basic algebra.
Or even SPC. If you're learning DMAIC, you should know SPC. So anyway.
I could see. Anyway, so they had to call out some tools here. All right. Job location. All right. Required experience, Lean Six Sigma 1 year, which goes against what it said earlier, but okay.
And process engineering.
Process
I thought
engineering
it was
1 year.
Yeah.
So what would I do like that they included project management as a qualification. It is a bit buzzworthy, but then I said, at some point the buzzwords are necessary. If you don't understand the buzzwords, you're probably not the right fit for the job. It's a way of screening out applicants before they waste your time.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it was 1 page, and I like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. And the rest of it can be understanding when you're discussing on what exactly the role is about.
Right.
You don't have to spell everything out.
Certainly didn't prescribe exactly how I was supposed to do my job. Right. Give a little bit of leeway. So this is, in my opinion, a good, solid, standard sort of black belt. It didn't say much about the company, though, or what kind of processes that they had to be familiar with. It's actually pretty generic, as a matter of fact. So I can't tell from this what type of industry it is at all. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. And what I'm surprised about is none of these said must have X amount of experience in X and Y industry, because that's where I think many of them fail. And good candidates get screened out because they're not ready to jump industries.
Mm-hmm.
or the hiring managers aren't ready to accept from other industries.
It's usually that's the case.
Yeah, so that's tough. Like medical device and healthcare, they're the ones who are like, and financial, just like must have 5 years direct experience.
No, I mean, I think it's everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, even food, food industry. They're like, you need to know what's happening in the food industry, or you need to know laws over there. I see that a lot.
Yeah, and I don't really see the relevance, because you have people specifically with those regulatory knowledge that you pay to do that, and that's probably part of your ingrained culture that anybody coming in is going to learn in the first 2 months, and they're not going to do anything to put that at danger. So I say, if you need CGMP certification coming in, maybe you don't. Maybe you need facilitation skills and process ability to assess a process, and all that other stuff is already well protected. This one person coming in is not going to ruin it by leading a group of people who already understand all that stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, off my soapbox. So any final thoughts there, Jacob?
No, I mean, it's fun looking at these things once in a while. But again, as an applicant, I've been on the other side of things where I'm like, just tell me what it is. Just tell me that you have an opening. Let me just apply and see if I can get my foot in the door. That's usually what I look for sometimes, or I was looking for at some time. Close enough. Can I meet half of that? Yeah, let me put my name in the hat, and hopefully I can get. I'll figure the rest when I'm interviewing.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it, because he's like, okay, there's some keywords. Looks like I fit. Maybe I'm not reading it word for word, and we dissected this far more than I would have if I were desperately looking for a job. It's like, okay, exactly. Yeah, I'll apply.
Exactly, but it's the unreasonability in the hiring managers, or even the HR person who's putting the job description together. I don't know who exactly is. Each organization has their own way, and you're expecting everything out of this. Let's be realistic, and let's not try to weed everybody out before we figure out who we want to weed out.
Well, the real key though is like, are we going to get the right people coming to the table based on what we've written down here, or are we opening up too many people? Because that's the issue I had, and honestly, when I put in a requirement that says must be already living in Connecticut, and I'd be getting applicants from all over the country. It's like, did you not see this? Must be living in. This is like number one. Anyway, and the resume quality was all over the place, and I only had one good resume come in for those things, and they were in North Carolina, so I couldn't hire them. So it was like, what the hell, Anyway.
Whew.
So, I'd be curious if anybody has seen interesting, or either an example of what you thought was a good job description that you've seen out there, or maybe one that maybe is laughable, or any other kind of impressions you may have in going through a Lean Six Sigma sort of job description. If you got one, send us a link. That would be interesting.
Excellent.
All right, Jacob, that's all I got.
All right, Aaron. Thank you, and have a good one.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Thanks for listening to episode 186 of the E6S Methods podcast. Don't forget to click like or dislike for this episode in the show notes. Tap click done. If you have a question, comment, or advice, leave a note in the comment section or contact us directly. Feel free to email me, Aaron, Aaron, at e6s-methods.com, or on our website. We reply to all messages. If you heard something you like, then share us with a friend or leave a review. Didn't like what you heard? Join our LinkedIn group. Tell us why. Don't forget you can find notes and graphics for all shows and more at www.e6s-methods.com. Journey through success. If you're not climbing up, you're falling down.